Surely George's going to intervene here. I know he's going to.
Please, Miss Lauren. For God's sake! Don't you see that if I take him back, he will wish he was dead?
Hey folks, and Céad Míle Fáilte, as we say in Irish, or 100,000 welcomes back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to episode 3 of North and South. Just a quick recap on the first two episodes. We see Ori from the Southern family meet George from the Northern family. Both of them come from rich families. George's family has a steel mill with lots of immigrant workers who are treated terribly. And George's family have a plantation with lots of slaves. George and Ori meet in West Point, or on their way to West Point, and they spend 4 years qualifying to become officers. Ori meets a girl called Madeline, but she's destined by the father to be married to someone else, and the father intervenes to make sure that they never hook up. So they both think they don't desire each other. Madeline ends up marrying a much older man who turns out to be very cruel, and Ori gets his heart broken pining for Madeline, his lost love. Both George and Ori head off to the Mexican War, where a guy called Bent, who they met in West Point, who was very cruel to them as a training officer, managed to get kicked out of West Point, and then got, through his political connections, got reinstated into a higher rank in the army, and sent George and Ori on basically a death charge in the American-Mexican War. George survived unharmed, but Ori got his leg injured. George met a woman over there who is the daughter of a doctor who treated Ori, and they're about to get married, and George has asked Ori to be his best man. And we also seen one of the slaves on Ori's plantation, a guy named Priam, who got branded on the face as punishment for misbehaving at a party, escape, and Madeline helped Priam by giving him money and telling him how to get to the north. So that's pretty much where we ended up. It's a quick summary of a lot that happened in over 3 hours of footage, but that's pretty much where we're at today. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I hope you are too. And now enough of me talking. Let's get on with episode 3 of North and South. So here's Ori after coming back from his little liaison with Madeline, I presume, at the church. And we're now in 1848.
My father back? He's inside.
George, listen. You still don't understand this.
I don't want to.
And George is obviously disgusted with the manhunt for Priam because he doesn't understand it. He's never experienced it before. Priam is the runaway slave, in case anyone has missed episode 1 and 2. And if you have, please go and check those out.
I have to leave in the morning, Ori.
All right? I'll take you to the train.
And that is the train that Priam is going to try and escape on because Madeline gave him the money and told him to hop on that train going north. So here's Ori and George waiting for the train, as is Priam hiding in the forest, just behind them. I presume when they see Priam, George is going to stop Ori from recapturing him. That's what I'm thinking. And here goes Priam. And there's Ori spotting him. Surely George's going to intervene here. I know he's going to.
Please, Miss Lauren. For God's sake! Don't you see that if I take him back, he will wish he was dead?
Exactly. What are you going to do? Shoot him? Because he has a fate worse than death waiting back for him at Mount Royal? Let him go then. George is right, man.
Please! If not for Priam, then do it for me. It's not
Dead right, George. You don't just kill a man because he's a fate worse than death. When he has a chance to escape, you let him escape.
Run before I change my mind. Run! Run!
Ori has a bit of twisted thinking going on there. I'll shoot him and kill him because it'll be worse if I take him back.
A life for a life, George. You saved mine. Now, I will still stand up with you if you want me. Don't ever interfere with us again.
And here we see the tension continuing to build between George and Ori, the northern mentality versus the southern mentality, representative of the tensions that led up to the Civil War.
I, Constance, take thee, George, for my lawful husband.
To have and to hold,
from this day forward.
So it seems like a good Catholic wedding, which I presume Constance would have wanted at that time, being a good Irish Catholic girl, but it would be really unusual for a WASP family, an Anglo-Saxon Protestant family, to agree to that. I presume the parents aren't happy with George here.
In sickness and in health.
Until death do us part.
And that time as well, George would have had to convert it to being Catholic. I think that was the rule right up until the 1980s, that if you married a non-Catholic, they had to convert if you wanted to get married in a Catholic church.
As if anyone would have come anyway.
Please be quiet, Isabel.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritu Sancti.
So at least Ori is still his best man. It didn't break their friendship too hard, the whole incident with Prime.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
And actually, just an interesting side note here, the whole prejudice, and there was a lot of prejudice against Catholics that time in the US, which led to what I talked about before, the San Patricios, which were mainly Irish defectors, but including other Catholics like Italians, etc., from the US Army to the Mexican Army during the American-Mexican War, was driven by the fact that a lot of the people in power at that time were of English and German descent and Scandinavian descent, and were primarily Protestant.
There's something very important I want to say to you and your brother. And I'd like you and Isabel to hear it as well.
I'm telling you, George's mother definitely played the German maid in Benson. Can someone please confirm that for me in the comments if anyone remembers that show, Benson?
Miss Hazen.
Mr. Maine.
There's Kirstie Alley looking fantastic. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I always felt there was a bit of sexual tension here between Virgilia and Ori. Even though they're politically opposed, I felt there was always a bit of flirtation going on, just like you seen there.
Well, I can't speak for all Southern men, but for myself, I admire a woman for all that she is.
See what I mean? Ori's hitting, well, not hitting, but very complimentary towards Virgilia.
Well, perhaps you'd like to hear a few more of mine.
I wonder, was that developed further in the books, that there was that sexual tension between Virgilia and Ori? If anyone has read the books, let me know in the comments.
I've decided that George and Stanley should have equal responsibility at the foundry. What?
That's a big insult to the older brother, because normally the older brother inherits everything and is in charge. He's obviously incompetent, or the mother feels he's incompetent.
Who will retain financial control, of course. But George will have an equal voice in all other matters.
Of course, Mother.
Stanley has no choice in the matter, and he's respecting his mother's wishes, but his wife is not happy, and it looks like she controls or wears the trousers in that relationship between Stanley and her.
I'm giving my first address a week from tonight in Philadelphia. Well, since you're so enamored with women and their ideas, perhaps you would enjoy listening to one who actually has some.
So is he going to go to Virgilia's anti-slavery speech? It'd be quite hard for Ori, but I think he's intrigued by Virgilia, so I think he'll go.
I would consider it a pleasure to hear you speak.
Ori, here you are.
So he's going to go. I knew it. As I said, I think it's a little bit more got to do with Virgilia than trying to understand her politics.
On behalf of all the Maines, I accept with pleasure.
We need to notify the architects so we can set up slave quarters in the back.
Virgilia couldn't resist getting her dig in now that the Maine family are going to spend the summer with the Hazard family.
I have the honor to introduce to you a man whose personal sufferings and trials symbolize and personify the wicked and diabolical institution of slavery.
Is this going to be Frederick Douglass? Because I have heard of him, because he famously came to Ireland and there's a statue of him in Cork when he was trying to help the Irish Catholic, almost serf-like, slave-like people gain their freedom, or at least emancipation, if not their freedom from the UK.
Vainly you talk about voting it down. When you have cast your millions of ballots, you will not have reached the evil. It has fastened its root deep into the heart of the nation.
Speaking of the program Benson, is this gentleman that's speaking, the actor who plays him, wasn't he also the guy who played Benson in that program? Again, correct me if I'm wrong.
The American slave trade, sustained by American politics and American religion.
You can see Ori getting really uncomfortable here, and understandably so, given the fact that he owns slaves, and this is a former slave speaking out against it.
See, too, the young girl of 13 weeping. Yes, weeping, as she thinks of the mother from whom she has just been torn.
And slavery is a terrible institution. It's existed almost since the beginning of human civilization. We see it in the Bible, we see it throughout history. We see white slavery, black slavery, Native American slavery, South American slavery.
May I present Miss Virgilia Hazard.
And I'm sure Virgilia is going to make a very passionate speaker. And knowing the fact that she knows Ori is in the audience, I can see her actually pointing to him. Or at least directing her speech at him.
There is one aspect of slavery so foul, so utterly depraved that even we on this platform have been loath to raise its specter.
She going to talk about rape or something like this?
A sin so vile, so vicious and degenerate.
She must be talking about rape. She has to be.
South's hateful system depends on the perpetuation of its free labor force.
Or is she talking about forced breeding of slaves?
For the true crop of a southern plantation is a human crop.
Yeah, she is talking about slave breeding.
The plantations of the South are nothing more than black breeding farms.
She's an offense to all the women in the...
So it looks like Virgilia is even too radical for the radicals.
Men who in their lust force their animal passions on the defenseless bodies of the women and children they hold prisoner.
And she's also talking about rape. She's talking about both.
God in his heaven cries out against these crazed satyrs. No! 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 No!
She's definitely very passionate, you have to give her that. But she obviously has offended quite a number of the people in the audience as well for daring to mention the word sex in any form.
Ori, you know she doesn't speak for all of us.
No, not for you. Everyone else here she does.
And obviously Ori is very offended because his family doesn't engage in that practice. But I will say, if we look at Justin Lamont, his neighbour, it's quite possible that he would, because he is that kind of psychopathic, vicious type of slave owner.
You said things that have not been said, that cried out for the saying. The passion of your address, physical presentation, stirred me deeply.
I think it did stir you deeply, but not in the way you're insinuating. I think this guy is taking a shine to Miss Virgilia by the looks of things.
Might we share a late supper?
I seem to remember that you are a married man.
My marital status should present no obstacle to the cause of freedom.
So Virgilia's wise to this guy's game.
Perhaps another time, when you yourself are free.
That's a hard line in the sand drawn for you there, mister. You ain't getting anywhere with Miss Virgilia while you're a married man.
Madeline!
So what's Justin's problem? Has he found out that Madeline helped Priam escape?
Madeline! Madeline!
He definitely seems to have a bee in his bonnet about something.
I heard about your latest errand of mercy.
I just do what I can to help.
Quite a reputation around here.
Okay, so he's not upset that she helped Priam because he doesn't know. He's just upset that she shows kindness to the slaves and goes down to the slave quarters.
Well, I'm worried about children too. My own. The ones you're not giving me. I want a son.
So here we have another concern about breeding. This time Justin's concerned that he needs to breed with Madeline to have a son and an heir. So, given what we've seen on his wedding night, he's just going to force himself on her, I presume. So she's still meeting up with Ori regularly at this church so they can get together and do their thing? Or is she just there out of longing of a memory? No, here's Ori, so it does seem like they're meeting up here on the regular now.
I've ridden by 100 times hoping you'd be here.
Oh, I tried to stay away too, but I couldn't.
Okay, so it's not a regular date. She just turned up out of nostalgia. Ori's been riding past every day hoping she would turn up out of nostalgia. Seen her horse, went in, and now they're getting it on.
Madeline, leave Justin. We could run away. We could...
You know,
I can't bear to be... I will not let him stop us.
So she's not staying with Justin because she can't divorce him. There is the possibility of divorce. What she's worried about, if she tries to divorce him, he'll kill either her or Ori or both of them. So she's doing this to protect them. Well, here we go. Ori's going to get lucky. So I presume now this is going to become a regular thing for them meeting up at this church. So Justin may very well get a son, but it is not going to be his son the way things are looking. It's going to be Ori's son. And here we have the long drawn out romantic sex scene. Not sure how romantic it would be in real life filming it, particularly when the actress who plays Madeline was dating one of the camera guys, who's now her husband. So now that George is jointly in charge of Hazard Iron with Stanley, is he going to do something about the condition of the immigrant workers, given he's done so much complaining to Ori about the conditions of the slaves? Okay, so there's been an explosion at the factory, and it looks like many people are going to be burnt and dead and badly injured, which was quite common in those days, industrial accidents. No such thing as health and safety back then.
Mr. Hazard, that man is not dying. Well, I'll go in and get him. Wiley, take care of that man. Mr. Hazard, you can't go in there. It's an inferno.
So George, being the brave soldier that he is going to go in and try to rescue the trapped workers who are left inside the burning building. Well, fair play to George in fairness, but I doubt that would have happened in reality. Most of these rich guys would have just said, oh, they're only peasants, screw them.
The wrought iron bands, the reinforcement bands, I ordered them installed.
Yes, sir, but Mr. Stanley, sir, he canceled the order.
So Stanley's cutting corners, and because he cut corners, he endangered the welfare of the workers. So George here is being concerned about the welfare of the workers, and Stanley's being tight and cheap.
We'll reinforce those bands immediately, and we'll pay $5,000 compensation, miserable comfort though it is, to the families of the men who died at Hazard Iron.
That's a huge amount of compensation back then, and compensation was actually unheard of back then. So again, fair play to George. He is putting his money where his mouth is concerning the welfare of the workers and the bereaved families.
We can't have this division of authority.
I know that, Stanley, and I'm going to do something about it.
And that's an embarrassment to me, Mother. As if you didn't have confidence in my ability.
She doesn't, Stanley, in case you haven't worked it out. She's going to put George in charge.
You refuse to buy new equipment or repair the old, and now this horrible explosion.
To be honest, Stanley, you have no one to blame but yourself, man. And probably you're a bitch of a wife who's pulling your apron strings.
Well, I'm going to have to try a change, Stanley. I'm going to give George control of the money and see how things progress.
Mother.
Good call, Mother, good call. Stanley's an idiot, and his wife is actually in control, not Stanley.
My decision is made, Stanley. I don't want to hear another word about it.
Now the question is Stanley going to accept this, or will the wife let him accept it? More to the point.
Could have made a stand. Instead, you let your brother George walk all over you.
Mother says we're equal.
Oh, Mother says...
Told you, here's the wife pulling the nasty little trousers on and controlling Stanley. George really didn't manipulate the situation here. The mother just seen what was really happening. Stanley's an idiot and being controlled by his idiot wife.
And watch for a time when we can get our own back.
That could take years.
Yes, Stanley, all because you weren't man enough now.
And now the wife wants Stanley to plot revenge, and Stanley, as I said, being an idiot, is going to go along with it.
We'll get back everything that your brother George has stolen from us. Him and that Irish slut of his.
Oh, Stanley, you're a fool. This is a bad woman. Get rid of her. ASAP.